Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello guys and welcome back to the episode 5 of the Go Corner Basketball Podcast. And for today's episode, we're going to have a basketball legend who has represented India at its first basketball Olympics in the year 1980 at Moscow. He played his Olympics at the age of 27. He is none other than Sir Amarnath. He has also captained the Indian team at the Asian Games in 1982 at New Delhi. So today we're going to learn about his thoughts on when and how India can go back to the Olympics and about Indian basketball and its future. So let's hop right into it.
Yeah, great. Nice to meet you, Mr. Pratish Kokate. I am also very glad to be with the promising, in my words, if I can say that, a future Olympian.
So in your profile, like what I've known is that you started playing basketball in 1970. So how did you connect with basketball and how was this sport introduced to you?
My native place where I studied my earlier high school was Periykulam, the oldest municipality of Tamil Nadu, a kind of like a village like town. Quite town, but in basketball, it has a huge history. An All India basketball tournament, the oldest All India tournament of India is Periykulam All India tournament.
Okay.
Mostly, I think so. Maybe one or two competitions may be there, but it is one of the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1969 and all, I had not been playing basketball. I used to represent my school for hockey and other sports. But every year we will watch this basketball tournament. Many India's top players used to come there and play for winning the trophy. So slowly, naturally, once you start seeing basketball, it is impossible to be not dragged by it. You are sucked into it.
Right.
And then there is no going back. I left all other sports aside and keep playing and practicing basketball only. So my inspiration is from my native place tournaments, basketball All India tournaments from Periykulam. Even now it is being held, but due to Corona last year and this year it is getting postponed.
Right.
But otherwise, except for a break in few years, it is being held. That is the inspiration.
Okay. So what were the challenges you faced during your career?
Those times it may be looking as challenges, but now when I look back, there were difficulties, a lot of challenges. Like I cannot wear shoes because I can't afford one, but it is not difficult to play. Many of us at the present day may think so. That is, it is difficult to play barefoot. But it is not true. It is very comfortable to play only.
Yeah.
But in 75 or so, they made it compulsory, mandatory,
Right.
to wear shoes.
Okay.
So that was the initial challenge. You have to get shoes, from where it costs. The first Bata shoe that is good for us is 6 rupees 95 paise.
Oh.
They used to keep the price like that only. So those are some little challenges and other things. And the second thing, we didn't have much sponsorings like now they have. It was very tough time for me, for my family to afford my education.
Right.
Also for playing and all that. But that time, one company gave me a good job. So the challenges came like that. God has created some options to come out of those challenges also. And then I played for the company. Then ICF offered me a job. Less than 1 year I worked there. That gave me a lot of experience and good. Then State Bank job came. All in sports quota only. So challenges were there. And for me individually, if you say these challenges almost all the sports persons face. Nowadays, this same challenges may be not there. It may be a bit different.
Right.
If you say it is interesting to say what is a particular challenge is, in the initial stages when I play for my club or when I play for my college, university, or even Tamil Nadu state team also, I used to happen to be the tallest player in the team. My height is 181 centimeters.
Okay.
a little bit short of 6 feet. But I happen to be the tallest among. Yeah, the next tallest will be 6 feet 11 or 5 feet 11,
Yeah.
5 feet 10. But what they will make me, they will put me in the center position.
Yeah.
Naturally, in any team, it is a team is important, not the individual.
Right.
So it is okay. I can manage to play it at school level, college level. Not school, I have never played. College, university, state also. 5 years I played for center for Tamil Nadu State.
Being
With
6,
5
being
feet 11
5'10".
inches.
Yeah.
5 feet 11 and the inches, 181 centimeters.
Okay.
You know, but I love that position. You can create magic in that position. And the inspiration for me is there used to be one India player whose name is Riaz Ahmed. Senior Riaz, he was called. He is from Western Bengal, Bombay.
Okay.
He's 5 feet, almost my height only, 10 feet, 5 feet 10 or 5 feet 11. He used to play great, and he played for India also.
Okay.
So mostly I used to try to follow to play like him. But that helps to some extent. Then I need to move out to play as a power forward and shooting forward. Then I have to move out to play as a point guard, shooting guard. So this is a big challenge. I cannot otherwise move into the Indian team as a center.
Right.
The Indian team, you know, our country team is not lacking in height. The tallest is 7 feet 4 inches.
Yeah.
Mr. Pradeep Srivastava, and the next was Sunil Kumar Panda, 7+. And then there are another two also. There was Kirit Osa, close to 7, 6 feet 10 inches. And there is a Dharam Singh. 7-footers are itself there about 3 or 4 are there.
Okay.
Then comes Ajmer Singh, Radheshyam, like 6'6", 6'7", and all that. So I won't have any chance to play as a center. This was a big challenge. So when I play for my state, I play for a center. But when I go for India selections or rest of India is a good option. So there are taller players come. So I move out to play as a forward or a point guard.
Okay.
So only this kind of challenges. Life had been comfortably been kind to me, except having, you know, the Indian sports persons early ages of poverty, that poor situations for even existence and subsistence that many sportsmen go through in our country. World over also it is true. Like that. That's all my challenges. Nothing much.
So like coming to the main topic, like you were one of the guys who went to the Olympics. So what was the story? What was the story behind India getting selected for the Olympics?
I think I will make it brief because this has been very well known. Anyway, I will not miss the important points.
Yeah.
That time, the political situation in the world over, Russia invaded Afghanistan.
Okay.
Russia invaded Afghanistan. And where that and we going to Olympics? So just to see the connection.
Yeah. So
politically, US opposite it, and the Olympics is happening in Moscow. That time it is called USSR, United Soviet Socialistic Republic.
Yeah.
It's not only Russia. There are so many other states. Now they have broken off.
Yeah.
Before you were all that, it was USSR.
Yeah.
So USA said, if you are doing this like that in Afghanistan, we won't participate in Olympics. So Russia said, okay, don't come. We will still conduct Olympics. Like that it was going on. So US pulled out. So there are allies in US, you know. For ally, there are allied countries along with US. They also pulled out.
Okay.
So now it comes to reduce to Asia. There are 4 countries above it. We were 5th ranked at that time.
Okay.
The 4 above are China, South Korea, Japan, and Philippines. And you know, even now, of course, China and US relations are different.
Yeah.
But that time it was close. So these 4 also joined with the US decision to boycott.
Okay.
So we were 5th place. But one thing we should not forget, because we are 5th place, we could go.
Right.
That situation is a very good situation, right? I think you will agree that if that 5th position was not there, then India would never have gone.
Like now it's not even there. We are not even there now. Like so.
Of course, that we will discuss later when we come to current situation. I won't blame anybody for that. There are a lot of reasons. Now we will confined to this Olympic story. So it was made to us that there is a small chance for us to go. It was about 1 month before Olympics. You know, USSR basketball team, from when on it has been prepared for Moscow Olympics? 8 years before, from 1972. In 1975, they prepared 24-30 teams like that. One of the teams came to Calcutta. Okay. In 1975, they played exhibition matches there. They were guys who were to represent USSR in 1980 Olympics. That is the kind of preparation goes on there. So, having got that there, then our Secretary General was Mr. P.N. Shankaran. He's a very good administrator and he has attended a lot of Olympics and international sports events and all that. Very, person who can get things done. He was with Tatas. So he moved with the ministries. He showed to them that our training is fit. That time, what has happened, we have completed a 10 matches, 10 nations tour of UAE, Arab countries, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, etc. And all the 10 matches we have won. So that is one record he is having. He is having record that the team is under preparation always. At that time, there was an All India tournament that is interstate, interzone championship.
Okay.
So he convinced the government. Government gave the clearance because Russia wanted us to come. And our coach was then Captain Rajan. Then he was Major Rajan. He was the highest winning coach in Indian history of basketball, of national championship, coach of services team.
Okay.
And he along with him worked along and he played. It's a pleasure to have played under him. So he made it happen. The credit mostly goes to the circumstances, chances, and our fifth position, plus Mr. P.N. Shankaran sir's drive to go for it and to make it happen. Whatever be the result, let it be there, but India should have a history of having played in the Olympics. That was his mission and he accomplished it. So then that is how we went there. And, because it was boycotted Olympics, the Russians made it one-sided. They want to make it the first two Olympics. So in every respect, top class arrangements were there. In respect of food, in respect of stay, in respect of transport, in respect of stadia, anything. Our first match was against the USSR, the host team.
Okay.
Stadium capacity was 60 to 70,000.
My God.
The highest we have played in India is in this Netaji Subhash Stadium at Calcutta. That time it was very famous. Maybe it has a capacity of 5,000 or 6,000.
Okay.
I think so.
And there's 60,000.
60,000. Huge stadium, Central Olympic Stadium. So it was a good experience for Indian basketball players. 12 of us were there and a coach and manager. So in the history of India, there is only 14 Olympians, 12 players and 2 officials. After which 1 player and 1 official is no more. They have expired. So now we are only 12 people, 11 players and Mr. P.N. Shankaran sir, 1 official.
What is the play style? Because Indian play style was different, and others like European, like Russia's play style was different. How was the play style? Like how you played basketball and how they played basketball in 1980s. So like, because for me,
I'll go to that time's era, and now slowly these differences are coming down. You would have watched it. Almost world over, the top teams, first 10 ranked teams, or maybe even 15 ranked teams, they play almost a similar kind of basketball, correct?
Okay.
Almost. Maybe still US is top, but others are catching it. But when we went and played, first and foremost, the height is too much. Height advantage for others.
Right.
And their shooting and their preparation. So naturally, they have a full and complete whatever they want, they can execute.
Okay.
Kind of thing. And we had very little ammunition to fight back. But we did our best, whatever best. We cannot change our play style or anything in 1 month.
Right.
And we played until we play and they played. One thing later also maybe we can come on the discussion. Even now, I don't think I have changed much our playing style. What we have played, I have seen in 70, I have played in 80, maybe up to 90, then afterwards also. We play almost same kind of basketball. Their kind of game is entirely different. One statistic they told me at the time, a huge percentage of time during the time of game, the ball stays above the level of the ring. Get it?
Yeah.
Say 50% to 70% of the playing time, the ball stays above the level of the ring. You can imagine passing, shooting, rebounding, dunking, in every way. There are hardly much less than 10 feet activities are only dribbles and
passes,
passing around and all that.
Yeah.
Those are much less. But whereas attack is more. And even when they do passes, they give passes and they will be able to passes to a taller player and they keep the ball on the above. Every basketball will continue to be a tall man's game. Only with some Senegal we could give some resistance.
Okay.
I think the scores are there in the Google now. If you go and search, it is there. Because Olympic scores are there, records are there. That is always will be there. India's name will be there. And along with India's name, like these 12 players, 14 people's name will also be there.
I mean that is great. That is great.
That is the only pleasure and lot of learning point. But for having gone there, I am having very confidence that India can move up to that level. It is not an impossible thing for us. Definitely we can move up to that level, but we need to develop in the areas where they have developed.
Right.
Then we can compete.
Right. So coming to the discussion about like main discussion, what we have wanted to do was like what are your thoughts on India basketball and how like about its operations, like how what do you think India should change according to its basketball and also the operations like selection trials or how to pick a team. So what do you see India making change and then being successful?
Okay, my experience and what I observe within India in any place, all that matter, most of the administrators, they come to do good to basketball only. Any federation that comes up, of course, while coming up, they may have different views and other things. Once they come out, they want to do good only to the players, to the game and all that. They do their best. And government, they do their best. I'm also a banker. I have some exposure to economics. So in our India's level of economy, what the government does for sports is very good. We have to see it that way. You know, in that government does whatever is possible for it. So I don't think we need to discuss here on those. Those are important. Though there also fine tuning is possible, more important things are possible, etc., etc. But for me, having seen, you mentioned about style of game. You have also, as a youngster, gone and played with it. You have rubbed your shoulders with the top players in the country of your age group and all that. You can also agree with me. We as players need to be more competitive in our handling the ball skills. By doing ball skills, handling the ball should be better. That is one basic need that we have to improve. The second thing is I would call is athleticism. When I say athleticism, that includes speed, strength, stamina, jump, everything put together. This athleticism, we should be at par with the other countries' players if you want to be competitive. Otherwise, they will just push you through and finish the game. And if you don't develop ball skills, they will not allow you to play the game the way you want, and they will play the game the way they want, and they will go. And if this much is agreed, you can see that the real India's growth into the required level of international competition rests on only two things. Primarily, it has to be supported by other things to come later.
Yeah.
But other things cannot make you take you top. You have the best of professional league and everybody is paid crores of rupees. Will it take you up? Money cannot take you up. You need to go and play. No. So for that, the two things are ball skills and athleticism.
Right.
So now instead of you asking me a question, I put a question to you. These two are the responsibility of who? Is it the responsibility of BFA? Is it the responsibility of government? Is it the responsibility of professional leagues? No. These two are solely on the shoulders of the players and the coaches.
Right.
You to develop ball skills, all you need is a basketball, willing to work hard and smart. Nowadays, you people are all open to world level skills trainings in videos and other things. We never had all those things.
Right.
We only hear people play like that. We didn't have that advantage. Now we have the advantage, but I don't see that advantage has been taken off.
Yeah. Right.
And people practice that thing. They normally think the ball skills exercise, they think as it is a ball jugglery. Because exactly the same way it is not going to be used inside the game.
Right.
But only if you are proficient and handle the ball that way, you can do all the things that is connected with the ball inside the ground. Like going for a rebound, how you connect to the ball, then receiving a pass, giving a pass, making a dribble, making endless minutes of dribble against tough opponent if need be. Everything depends on the ball skills. But even now I talk about this everywhere I go. I tell them also, to the extent I know very little on this because I have left basketball long back and the physics is also not supporting that. But there are videos of it. I pass on to them, you do that. So 2 days they will do, 3 days they will do, then they will again go start playing left shot, 2-man pass, 3. This we are doing 60 years.
Right.
Do it is necessary, important. But do it with better ball skills. One coach mentioned the ball should become the extension of your fingers. You get the philosophy?
Yeah.
The ball, when you are playing inside the ground, it must be like it is an extension of your fingers. That much of the control over the ball you must have. The ball is dead down there. You go and beckon it from your fingers, it has to come dribbling up.
Right.
Ball is dead down, not dribbled. You go and ask it to come up, it has to come up. That kind of skill development must be there. One of the famous coaches of India, Subramaniam sir, he will take his players and show a football video. He will say how the players are practicing the skills, ball skills there. Then he will ask our basketball players the question. If players can handle the ball with their feet, why don't you handle the ball with your hands? What is the difficulty? It's a pertinent point.
Right.
That is very, very necessary, mandatory. You write it from me, in another 100 years, you go, I am seeing basketball for the last 60 years. So 70, now it is 50 years at least. 50 years I am seeing basketball. And any number of years, let it go. If our coaches and players don't spend half an hour on this vital thing, and you can one stationary, and then afterwards moving, and then with one ball, then with two balls, then with more number of balls. So all that every day they must practice, and the ball must become an extension of their hand. Ultimately, for that I would request youngsters like you players, you and of your age, you are exposed to all the skills. Are you doing it in par with their efficiency? Ask your own question, not me. Within you ask, is my skills drill is the same order of efficiency with that American person?
Yeah.
We also have 2 hands and 1 with and time basketball. Why not we work on it and gain that? And without that, how you can go inside and play with them?
Right.
So if you youngsters, you start that, and India will definitely move on. So what is required is we need some players and coaches who do these drills. Why they don't do the drills, you tell me, you can easily guess.
Yeah.
Because their coaches themselves have no syllabus in their coaching area to do that.
Right.
To large extent. Maybe they are told something, large extent. They cannot demonstrate. and the players cannot do it.
Do it.
But we have videos. You can see that, and we must guard the importance to that.
Hmm.
Then comes this physical fitness thing. The corona time, I don't know how it can be responded. But for even if you are staying alone, single in a place, a person's body weight is 60 kilos, 65 kgs, around approximately 70, 75 also. With this body weight itself, you can do all exercise to boost it.
Right.
And then the stretch bands are there. If you take one stretch band, you can do 300 exercises.
Yeah. What will be the year span that India will qualify for the Olympics again?
Actually, for the 2020, I guessed that if India had worked and had some, because a lot of tall players were coming up, there was a wonderful coach who was handling it.
Yeah.
We were beating China. All those things has happened. I thought that India has an outside chance of, it's not easy to qualify. If you take in Asia now 10 teams, all the 10 teams are, first 10 teams are almost equal. That is where we are behind that. So we need to aim for, realistically, we need to aim for 2028 and plan for that. But should not shy away from be ready to fight for 2024.
Yeah.
And compared to our era, now the classification has also changed. Now Oceania has come in.
Yeah.
With it comes two great teams, Australia and New Zealand.
Right.
New Zealand is also good. So our so you were telling in the beginning, India was fifth those days. The best performance of India was 1975, fourth in ABC.
Okay.
And the next second best is 79 ABC. I was not there. And then 1981 ABC. I was there. That is the second best performance for India so far.
Okay.
We have not, but that doesn't mean that our standard has come down. Our standard has actually gone up. More tall players are coming in. Our standard has gone up. But what has happened is other countries, they have improved much higher. Bringing in better coaches, working on especially these ball skills and strength. That is one thing. Second thing is other countries come into Asia, like from Oceania, and also the breaking of USSR. So very strong teams. That has pushed us again. Otherwise, compared to those eras and now, presently the youngsters are doing much better. India is improving, no doubts about that. Brand doesn't show because others have become more competitive. Play only. You have to work hard, you have to plan, you have to execute the plan. Then only your rank will go up. Others are doing that. If we also do it, we can do it. Our players are
capable of that. Yeah.
Definitely. I am very positive India can. I was very positive 2020 itself we could do. Because the way that the players and the scheme of things were coming up, BFI was encouraging, opening up our players to a lot of competitions. And we had this thumping win against China. It was a great booster, So 2015 or something like that, ABC.
Yes.
So I am very confident India should come up, but it is not easy. India should come up is a very positive thinking, a probable positive thinking, not simply a wish. It's possible, but it is tough because every other country is working on. The underlying thing is the responsibilities on the coaches and the players. They have to be internationally competitive. We are by size, we are almost competitive. In Asia, we are the second tallest team. Are you aware?
Yeah.
So at least in other times, I don't know. China is the first and second is India. So size is not a big problem. Size is we are competitive. Our shooting is awful. In best days, our shooters will get excellent results. Shooting is also is okay. But what we lack is in this ball skills, the handling of the ball and protecting the ball, not committing mistakes with it, not losing the balls to opponent. That needs a lot of improvement. And the fourth thing is physical fitness means every area, stamina, jump, speed, running, all put together. That need to be, which is these two things squarely lie on our young players and well-learned coaches. I respect a lot of our Indian coaches. They are all learned people. They work on this and make the player international level standard player, individuals, then the team can come up with it. I'm
Right.
very positive.
Okay.
We won't remain the only Olympians. There will be few more Olympians coming up, and very
Definitely.
few. Why not you do it? Why not your friends do it?
Yeah.
You do it. Just do it. Just
Just
do
do
it is the
Yes.
uh,
Motto
Nike,
for
na?
Nike. Yeah.
Nike, just do it.
You have given us as in the coaches and also the youngsters who are now coming up, like a lot of youngsters who are now coming up and listening to this, like what you have told about ball handling, what you have told about how should a physical fitness be to match the competition of abroad, like USA and European players. It's very like it makes us, like for me right now, talking about basketball with you is totally like encouraging. And I think listening to all of this, the youngsters will also be encouraged and learn something from you and your 50-year experience in basketball.
And other things, players, I will tell one more thing is you be prepared to accept another career in your life also. You should be qualified for making your livelihood. You should not think only on basketball to live at this juncture in our country.
Yeah.
It doesn't provide, because many players suffer. I see it, I know that.
Yeah.
Even if you get a sports appointment, it will give you only entry. Unless you are qualified and really do your work, you won't grow up. So for all sportsmen, I will say in India, you please excel. Two things you concentrate and forget rest of the things. One thing is your sports pursuit. Second thing is your study pursuit. Do it for another 1 decade.
Yeah.
And then your life will take off.
Right.
Easily.
Right.
Or God willing, if you can go to NBA and learn and a lot of money and all that, may it happen. But there, because you are qualified, they won't stop you. Then also they will respect. Actually, in US, they respect education.
Yeah.
Even if a person come on sports scholarship colleges, they insist that they do well in education.
Right. Right.
It's good for you. After 10 years, in 3 years, you will come out of the academy or institution.
Yeah.
But life is you have to live the entire life, So in your youth time, you spend only for two things. One thing is studies, another thing is sports. Keep the rest of the things ahead. If you get a few seconds or minutes in between, just pray God everything goes well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I might have worked whatever hard and all that, but unless Akaran sir has worked or some other thing has to come to somewhere, something else has come, then I would not have gone to Olympics.
Yeah.
So many things beyond our effort also is required. For that, not knowing things, you pray to God.
Pray to God.
God will be safe. Only, it may not be a very good sounding advice for youngsters, but then I have to talk the truth if I mean good to you,
Yeah.
That is the important thing. That's the important thing. Many people, many players I have seen, they are applauded, they are very much, huge crowds will be there to follow them and all that. But their lives are very miserable later on. They are not able to accept being a non-hero. They don't have any respectable job to do. So they collapse.
Right.
Like those kind of things.
And that is like a sad truth that if like you'll be successful in basketball or any sport, but then if you don't have a life after that, then nobody will even care to ask you like how are you or if you need any help. And that is the hard truth.
Yes. Not only it is in basketball,
Yeah.
it's in everywhere. You are just simple human behavior,
Right.
Basketball, you are respected because you have certain skills and certain performance. As long as it cannot long more than maximum 10 years.
10 years,
10,
right.
15.
Right.
So after that, what? After that, can you expect they will keep on be respecting you?
No.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
But your mind will be sitting on those places when you have held the trophy high and pumping in the air.
Yeah.
But where you will be living, your family, your children,
Right.
your household and all that. So you have to be educated. That I have always insisted on. All the educational institutions I go as chief guest, or when I meet young players, Whatever it is possible. If you can pass 10th standard, pass it.
Right.
If you can do PhD, do it.
Mm.
It doesn't matter because God has not prepared everybody in the same way.
Yeah.
God is varied. So you are not having that much talent to read IAS. Become at least pass your 10th grade, your 12th grade, your graduation. Like that, you plan for your or maybe somebody may have family business.
Yeah.
So be assisting them and learn that. That's a very easy thing. Naturally, it will come.
Yeah.
So that is very, very important. Should give 100% to sports, no doubt. But the next thing is your own education and professional growth. So we have to be. It's a very important thing. The youngsters like you have to be proficient in two things. In your sports, whatever sports you have love it. And second thing is your career. Both the things, take care, pray God, stay blessed.
Everything.
Any more questions you can shoot or you can find it.
Oh, yeah. I think we talked a lot about the youngsters and what they should do. And I'm very thankful to having this conversation with you, and very, very honored that you are on this podcast with me. And I think we can end this podcast here. And I hope we stay connected, and we can have a talk about this when India goes to Olympics in 2028.
2028. 2024, preferably.
2024, preferably.
Are sure 2028. We will perhaps meet there.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in on the Coco Corner Basketball Podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.